It's Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Hey, champion boxer Mike Tyson is bringing his Return of the Mike show to the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood this December. Stories and more from Iron Mike. We got you a chance to win tickets. Just keep listening to our show for details on how you can win. We'll give away a pair of those tickets before the end of today's program. Tickets are also available for purchase at casino.hardrock.com/Hollywood/events. So check that on out. This morning, the news around the Miami Dolphins was that they have traded Jaelan Phillips to the Philadelphia Eagles for a third-round pick. Not a surprise. I mean, I would say out of everybody on the Miami Dolphins, if you had to bet that one was going to get traded, it was most likely going to be Jaelan Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
But Champ Kelly, the new interim GM who takes over for Chris Grier, is working the phones, Leroy, and Jaelan Phillips gets to go from one of the worst teams in the NFL to the reigning Super Bowl champs. So wish him the best, but I will say, if you're going to talk about a trade situation, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah. You had to go from that kind of happened to me.
Panthers?
No. Well, think about this. I went from Baltimore to the Panthers to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And the other two teams, the Panthers went to a championship game that year, and the Vikings went to the playoffs.
Man.
So I always got offended by this. And this was hard for me to get over. Right? So you guys suck, and I'm not good enough to play for your stinking team.
Yeah.
But I can go to somewhere else, and they play me right away.
Yep.
I didn't do nothing wrong. It's a hard thing to come to grasp with, because to me, like when I was growing up, success was always that one guy playing with the organization through coaches changes, through owner changes, whatever. But I didn't realize the financial aspect of it when I was younger, right? I didn't realize that sometimes guys, and see, back when early on in my life, or when I first got into the league, they had Plan B. So you could put guys on the Plan B roster. They couldn't be free agents.
Oh, it's like was it like a expansion protection or something like that?
Kind of like that, but you had those protections for just a handful of guys.
Okay.
Right. So it wasn't until 92 when Reggie White challenged that, and that's when free agency started. So, like, yeah, but I didn't understand all that beforehand. And then when I started playing, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be with this organization forever. I give everything, whatever. And no, new coach. He was like, I ain't feeling you right now.
Wow.
Pretty much.
Jeez.
Right.
Well, it's a bummer. I mean, look, Jaelan Phillips was a good player for the Miami Dolphins, had tough injuries, obviously coming back from the Achilles. He beat science, and then Jordan Poyer made him not beat science. And he hasn't quite looked all the way back this year. Obviously the Los Angeles game stands out, where he had Justin Herbert in his arms, and Herbert was able to shake him loose and make a big play. But look, I don't know what Dolphin fans expect. This is the writing's on the wall. Like, this thing is getting torn down to the studs, it feels like. They say they're not into trading Jaylen Waddle, but here's what I would say about that. If you're not into trading Jaylen Waddle, then you're not into trading Jaylen Waddle. Like, why are there so many rumors out there about how much they're not going to trade Jaylen Waddle? Almost raises a red flag for me, Leroy.
Well, like, if you just look at the team, who's the most likely person to get traded? The guy that you could lose if you don't pay him what he wants. The last thing this team needs is to be held hostage to that situation. Because if you have to renegotiate his contract, or if you have to redo it or re-sign him, you're going to go into it not wanting to do the same thing that happened to Christian Wilkins or Hunt, right? Where they leave for big money.
Yeah, with Phillips. But I'm saying the Waddle thing. Waddle's under contract, and I think that you're probably, like, he's obviously a better player.
You got to start somewhere.
With what?
You got to start somewhere. So you got a number one receiver. You got running backs. You got a couple of offensive linemen. Defensively, you have, a couple of guys that are young and up and coming. Secondary is As much as we said the secondary was going to suck, secondary has been better than.
It's been better than not the worst, but it's also had its own trip ups.
And they've been really good at safety. They've been good at safety.
They've been okay.
Okay.
They've been okay.
But so you got a basis for starting. I would say this. Whoever takes over this job, if they don't build from inside out, because I tell you, there's been more wide receivers and running backs located in the 5th round than linemen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So chew on that for a second. Right? Like a good offensive lineman is kind of like plug and play, is hard to find.
Sure.
So, but running back, wide receiver, you can plug and play those guys. Like you can see, speed and can catch and run routes. Yeah, they're all part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it'll like whoever takes over better start building this team the right way.
I am interested to see though, because like it sounded like over the weekend, and I don't know if this is just to make Mike McDaniel feel comfortable to get through the rest of the season, but it did sound like, people are not ruling out the idea of him coming back as coach. And I got to tell you, dude, after watching that game on Thursday night, there's no need for this guy to be coach anymore. This is the most undisciplined team I think I've ever seen.
Well,
and I'm telling you right now, dude, this guy's already had issues with players listening to him, accountability. Okay, he's a creative guy. Great. Now there's penalty issues. And he spent an entire year cowering because everybody figured it out and went too deep on him and he didn't want to risk anything. I just don't think he's built for the job. So maybe one day he will be, but I really hope that Stephen Ross doesn't try to do this safety blanket thing where like he keeps somebody around that he knows, because that's what he usually does. He doesn't clean house. This thing needs
this guy he has at gym now just got here. So
no, he's been here. I mean, he's been with the organization
since March.
Yeah.
Okay, but isn't that not somebody new?
He
hasn't been here a year.
Thing needs fumigation, dude. Was he hired by Chris Greer?
Was he? I don't know. Was he? Yeah.
Point is, whoever's here, like I'm coming at you. You're gonna have to really impress me with something. You're gonna have to go get me like Devon Achane for like 4 first-round picks if you want me to be impressed with you.
Yeah.
Dude, this thing needs not only be ripped from the studs, it needs to be burned to the ground. Like it's so toxic right now.
It is.
It is. It's like,
but here's the thing. All the things you just said about Miami and Mike McDaniel. What if I replace that and put the Canes coach?
That's fine.
It has the same feel.
Yeah, but it does, but like it doesn't, because it's like the Canes have a respectable record at least. Like the standard is different.
I got you.
Dolphins are one of the worst teams in the league.
No, yeah.
And they keep getting worse under his watch. Like they've gone down.
I mean, I didn't
down. Just in case you didn't know. In case you didn't know. Visual. Dan, did you understand?
I felt like I was in kindergarten at the time, and he had to give me an illustration of what down meant.
Just wanted to let you know.
Down,
dude. I'm telling you. I don't like. I'm seeing this stuff where they're like, Stephen Ross, he might. Now, like, some people have thrown a little cold water on that, like being like he's got to impress the rest of the way. But I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps the gig.
Somebody said, according to Omar, Champ and Chris Greer have never been seen in the same room together.
What's that mean? So he's just
means that maybe he was brought in to be the replacement.
Great.
I mean, I don't know. So
he had a hand in this offseason too?
I don't know.
He consulted in this?
I don't know.
Great.
I don't know. But here's a XRP plumbing. Can you stop with this?
Also, by the way, can I just say
this is why teams end up being bad for decades instead of just a couple of years. Excuses, Gruden era. Right.
Does nothing.
Right. So let me get this straight. You're going to complain to me. Let's hear this, okay? You guys are all going to complain to me that the Dolphins haven't won a playoff game in 25 years.
Well, we should just chalk up 26.
Huh?
We should just chalk up 26.
26 years. Right? And Gruden hasn't won a playoff game since 1 year after that.
Has it been that long?
Yes.
I don't think it's been that long because he won the Super Bowl in what, 05?
No.
Yeah.
Didn't he win the Super Bowl in like 01?
No.
No, it was definitely like 01.
01 was
like that.
Patriots.
No, or 02, something like that.
Right.
Because
No.
I was in college, man. I promise.
Are you kidding?
But I don't want John Gruden.
He hasn't won in the same amount of time. So your solution,
He has been out the league.
right? But their solution is let's go get another guy that hasn't won in the same time frame.
People just like his vibe. That's all it is.
Okay, great.
They want a mean guy.
So here's what happens. That guy comes in, you give him $10 million a year, right? He comes in, he wants all the power, he wants to make all the decisions, and now you got a lot of people in that building that are feeling a little uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that too.
I don't want John Gruden.
But are you ready to hire somebody who's going to have control of everything? Because those guys don't bode well either.
Nick Saban.
Yep, Nick Saban didn't go well. Parcells down here didn't go well. They've done that czar thing.
Right. So like
there's not a lot of those guys out there right now. I think that's
yeah,
one
but
of the, I think that's one of the
they're all
reasons,
in the chat.
I think that's why people are going with the Gruden thing. Is like they are just they're looking for that next czar who doesn't have stink on him, because even Belichick has stink on him right now. Like, you wouldn't be impressed with going to get Belichick after what's going on at UNC.
Here you go. Quit representing what three people say in the fan. No, it's been more people than three people.
I've seen a lot of Gruden stuff.
A lot of people have said that.
I've seen. Here's what I would say. I've seen way too much John Gruden stuff. Way too much John Gruden stuff. But look,
you're going to end up with a new Mike McDaniel. That's what you're going to end up with, because that's what everybody's doing, which makes the most important position in this organization is not coach, but it's GM.
Going back to, by the way, that thing about not seeing Champ in Kelly in the same room as Chris Greer. Did you guys talk about this on Friday when they go to Chris Greer, how he's always hiding in a room? Like, you ever notice that? Like, whenever they cut to him in TV, there's that meme of him where he's like hiding behind the bar like this, like, you can't see me. And then they go, like, they kept cutting. That was the thing. That was the thing where you knew someone was going to get fired, because on Thursday
they kept
Night
going
Football,
to the GM and the coach.
They kept cutting. They kept cutting to angry fans, paper bags, the owner, and like you could see the owner. And I'm assuming that's his son-in-law who's next to him. I don't know. But then they go to Chris Greer, and he's like hiding behind a curtain. Did you notice that, Dan?
There was a huge glare, and you couldn't even see his face. And they just
he always does that, though. How does he always get a room like that?
That is impressive that you say this, because I've noticed the years that I helped cover the Dolphins, I've never seen Chris Greer with somebody. He's always solo.
I don't know. And maybe that's a thing. Maybe he sits in a box by himself, but his box always seems to have shades. Because I remember one time I accidentally walked into Jeff Ireland and Bill Parcells' box. I don't remember where I was supposed to go, but I'm like, this is clearly not the right place to be. So I don't know if that was I don't know. He probably just has a box, but like his box always comes with accessories to hide from the cameras. And I'm like, what is that? Why is he able to do that?
I don't know. Just say, guys, when Riddick gets hired, he will find the right coach. I'm just telling you, the way this league has gone the last few years is nobody's hiring retreads. Everybody's hiring that young, new coach. You've had a couple of guys that have been signed right away, right? But other than that, it's always been that fresh new guy. And are you ready to go through this process again?
Yes.
No.
I'm sorry.
I mean, welcome back, buddy.
Thanks.
I missed this so much.
Take a break. Back with more after this.